Hold up, boy. Hold up.
Oh.
Now, I was looking at the way Scooter is. Let me just fuck it. Welcome to another installment of Tag Me In, where the triple threat brain trust of tag over the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of professional wrestling. I, of course, am the unofficially official Lip Dizzle. Now, joined with none other than the less than stealthy unicorn himself, the Samoan Houstonian submission machine, tags enforcer, Scoot Moa, mother effing Joe.
Damn.
And of course, ladies, the heartthrob of the IWC, freshly tanned himself, Jaeger Bombastic, so fantastic. I know he wishes Shotzi was on the show, but she will be soon. Back.
Look, man, I'm just trying to call a chickpea to smash so I can call her hummus.
Fair enough. I know y'all
Just kidding.
I know y'all are hoping for some scoops. For most Scoots here, but it's not that kind of show this time. You see he's post up. He's all business today. He said, "Fuck the news. We finna get right into it because it's apropos that he's named that today because the way that the show started off, it only makes sense to just jump right into it and forego the news until we get with AEW shit." So William Regal addressed the NXT universe. They talked about it. They addressed everything that happened at the end of In Your House. And he came out and he said, you know what? I can't, I've been doing this for this long. I can't do it anymore. It's time for a change. It's time for me to go away because I can't give you the type of NXT that you deserve. So it's time for me to ride off into the sunset. It's time for a change. But before that change could come, Karrion Kross came out with Scarlett, belt looking shinier than usual. He all suited and booted, walked to the ring, and he had some words from Mr. William Regal saying that he knew this day would come. He just did not know when. And all he wanted William Regal was to announce and acknowledge that chaos is clearly constructed by Karrion Kross, and that is what is the driving force of NXT. But no. Before Regal could even get some type of wording out, you heard the music. You heard Samoa Joe's music. And sure enough, Samoa Joe walked his ass out to a chorus of Joe from the NXT universe. And Joe was all business. Look at Scoot. All business.
Not look at this man.
All
this guy here.
Business. Even him being suited to boot it. All business.
Oof.
Joe got on the mic and he said that he can't accept Regal's offer as being the general manager. But one thing he can do is he can make sure that everybody gives William Regal the same respect that he gave William Regal back in the day, even though he gave him all that hell when he was in NXT. Respect is what's necessary. And he said he will make sure that respect is given by every single person. And when he said that, he addressed Karrion Kross, eyes locked. Joe ain't playing. Period. What are y'all thinking about that shit?
I'm not gonna lie. I shouldn't say I wanted. I never wanted to see Papa Regal go.
True.
Oh, neither did Loki. Shit. But I'm curious how long Joe's gonna play this enforcer role before he gets back in the ring. Probably till the next takeover.
There's key wording in there by Regal, of course, at the end. Scoot, you want to chime in, or you want me to give that little bit? Okay, all right. Basically, Regal stated that if Joe is gonna be the enforcer here, that one, he can't be a competitor, and two, he cannot lay a hand on anybody, period, unless provoked.
Now, with that being said, let me go ahead and address everybody out there. These two gentlemen, I got they backs. I got they backs. And when you get laid out from the power game here, once you wake up from your choked induced sleep, you will find one or two things. And I'm gonna even skip ahead to give y'all stuff we even talk about at the end of the show. One or two things will happen when you wake up from your sleep.
Oh, okay.
If you have a woman, she now belongs to Jaeger.
I mean, these are facts.
And number two, when you find yourself down on your luck because you just got put to sleep and your woman is gone, you could turn to Mr. Dizzle here for your positivity.
Oh, this guy. Okay. It's true.
That's my role.
It's damn true.
That's my role as the enforcer of TAG of this podcast right here.
What is up with that? Right.
My role.
Okay.
Good shit.
I still want all the smoke.
All the smoke.
Don't get put to sleep.
And Jaeger's not cooking for y'all.
Don't make me make y'all deactivate y'all accounts because you took a verbal ass whooping. That's my role as the enforcer. And just like what Samoa Joe told Karrion Kross, what are you still doing in this ring, young champion?
Said, sir.
That's your first and only warning. If you coming for tag.
Oh,
just know. If you coming for us, first line of defense is right here. And I'm letting you know, you're not getting past this line.
Not getting past that line or that wall.
That's the truth. With some cheese on it.
With some cheese on it.
Sorry for all the background noise. Dog is hungry now, apparently.
Yeah. Now to clearly unpack this as the as I've gone through the weeks, this provocateur of predictions. I said there's something was going to happen with Regal and all this whole chaos, for lack of a better term, going on. You know, you had Ruff in his office tearing up shit, Gargano in his office tearing up shit, people walking in unannounced, everybody doing their own thing, and Regal not being able to just handle what's going on. And I kept saying something was going to happen, and sure enough, in your house, at the end of it, it came to a head. But then Joe came out, and when I thought that that's what was going to happen. He was going to be the general manager, but they threw a swerve at us. They threw a swerve at us in a good way by making him Regal's enforcer and then placing stipulations on him, so that way you won't see the shit that's going to coming. See, this is what's going to happen. As I said before, Cross is still going to have these singles matches with XYZ competitors. Maybe not all four that was in that match with him on Sunday, but maybe two at the very least. But there's going to be something between him and Joe. Because, see, Joe's going to be provoked. And when Joe becomes provoked, those stipulations that Regal placed on Joe, they're only going to be able to be held for so long.
And when Karrion Kross wakes up, he going to realize he's not champion anymore.
This is very true. This is very true because not on Sunday. On Monday, I came on here and I said Joe is going to be the one to take that title off of Karrion Kross.
3-time champ.
And it's going to be beautiful. Because I mean, what's better? I mean, we had Finn come on there and become a 2-time NXT champ. Cole already has the record for longest reigning NXT champion on, I mean, it is NXT champion, period. I mean, you even gotta say world NXT champion, period. But Joe is going to come and create history of being the only 3-time NXT champion. So one comes in, wins it for a second time. The other one comes in and makes history because he is going to show exactly what Vince McMahon and everybody on the main roster, backstage and creative, missed on.
Because see, I don't know if y'all are followers of up, down, down. When Samoa Joe is usually on there, which he does have the best nickname on up, down, down, because he used his old TNA name, Joey Head Rocker. And to let y'all know, Samoa Joe always likes to talk about the power game. See, when you use the power game, that's how you win.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's how I'm gonna let y'all know by using this power game. I'll be back.
And for those of you who don't know, because I mean, there's a lot of people who their first experience of Samoa Joe is probably NXT. It's probably what he did on the main roster, and that's lackluster. Because I urge you, for those of you who don't have your experience or knowledge on Samoa Joe pre-NXT, pre-main roster, look at Samoa Joe's work in Ring of Honor. Look at Samoa Joe's work in TNA/Impact. And if you need specifics, you can look at Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle, that whole series of matches in TNA. Samoa Joe with his rivalry with AJ Styles in TNA for the X Division Championship. Samoa Joe was treated very well in TNA, up to a certain point, of course. But during his early days in TNA/Impact, he was booked very well. Hell, even aside from that, Nick Aldis, current NWA World Champion, they had a series of matches between him and Samoa Joe in TNA to the point to where they end up clashing and then becoming tag team champions. A very well tag team champion, plural. A very well booked tag team champions between then Magnus, who is now Nick Aldis, obviously, and Samoa Joe. TNA is where you should look if you want to get your knowledge on Samoa Joe to understand why everybody praises him. Go ahead.
My fandom of Samoa Joe is just as high as my fandom of AJ Styles. When Samoa Joe entered TNA, it was like, who is this man and why have I never heard of him? That's why literally this whole segment and the preceding segment, I was smiling from ear to ear. I almost had a permanent smile on my face. It was almost permanent.
I was also introduced to Joe during TNA times. However, when I had tuned into TNA, he was feuding with AJ Styles, and shit, they put in work.
Yes.
Yeah, mine stemmed from the in TNA, but I had DVDs with that had his feud with CM Punk in Ring of Honor. So, and this was around the time, I think, but right before CM Punk, or when he was rumored to be going to WWE.
Okay.
And during that time, where CM Punk was a heel, and he kind of swerved everybody. It's a whole thing. Ring of Honor during that time was amazing because you had CM Punk, you had Joe, you had Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, for those of you who don't know.
Wasn't Claudio there at that time, or was it after?
Yeah, no, that was a little bit after because Claudio was basically during the time of like Tyler Black, Seth Rollins,
Chris Hero, and all of them.
Chris Hero, Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens,
Generico.
Yeah.
Okay.
Generico, who was Sami Zayn. But yeah, that was a little bit after that because during that time where Joe, CM Punk, and and Bryan Danielson was all in there, that was during the time where Ring of Honor was almost like a developmental for TNA. So it's how they were like, it wasn't official, but that's how they were using it because they kept bringing up people from Ring of Honor to TNA during that time.
Makes sense.
So, but yeah, man. I am glad that the rumors were correct. That that a little bit of my predictions were correct.
Well, apparently they said Triple H got on the phone immediately.
Yes. Because I think he wasn't aware immediately once Joe was released. He wasn't aware during that time. I think but the moment that he found out, because I mean, obviously Triple H isn't like the one to know like who's being let go and who's not. Because I mean, same thing with the Mickey James stuff. He didn't know her stuff got sent via trash bags.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a different caliber of information that needs to be known, though. Like knowing about the trash bag being sent, but at the same time, shouldn't he have been aware who was getting released?
Well, if they're not part of NXT, I mean, because
you would think,
yeah.
Because I think there's even an issue where like once Vince wants somebody called up, he doesn't know about it until like I think he may be the last person that knows about it because I think everybody like talks about it ahead of time, like, yeah, we want this person, and then he finds out later on, and it's like, wait, no, I gotta stop it. Because I think Aleister Black talked about that, saying that during the time he got hurt, or right after he got hurt and he came back, they wanted to call him up, but Trips was like, no, I have a program that he has to finish with Johnny Gargano, so I don't want him to go up yet. So yeah, they were planning on taking him anyway. Yeah, absolutely. And it sucks.
That man should definitely be in the know.
You would think, but I think with Vince, it's like, yo, everything under that umbrella is his. So he feels like, same thing with fucking Piper Niven working with Eva Marie on
the
Raw.
most disrespectful shit I've seen in my life.
What the fuck was that? How did she get called up all the way?
No. It wasn't that. You made her a no name. Like, you didn't even address her by her name.
Exactly.
Oh wait, really?
Huh?
I'm sorry, I didn't watch SmackDown, so I was unaware of how she was introduced. Raw.
So first things first, they had Eva Marie going against Naomi, and when they introduced Eva Marie, Piper Niven was next to her, and all they kept saying was, "Who's this woman?" Not one time did they ever say that was Piper Niven. Then so Niven beats Naomi, and they announced that Eva Marie is the winner.
Yeah.
And even all the pictures on social media, they just have Eva Marie tagged, and now there are rumors.
Oh, about her name?
It's going to be Dewdrop.
Yeah, Dewdrop.
That's name for anybody.
It's fucking stupid.
In my opinion, that's like just what the fuck kind of Piper Niven sounds like a great name, but no,
it is.
Dewdrop.
And it almost sounds very disrespectful
Back
in a way.
at it.
And that's the saddest part, because out of Eva Marie and then Piper Niven, clearly Piper Niven is the better and more successful wrestler out of the two. So it's like you would dumb her down to be a subordinate to Eva Marie.
I got to give a shout out to Priscilla Kelly for tweeting for Piper Niven, because that was the only way I found out about her debut. But at least Priscilla Kelly called her out by her name, like, "Oh my God, you made your debut!" Like all this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this. I watched the last hour of Raw because I was watching something else on TV, and it went off, and it was like, all right, fuck it, Raw is still on. Oh my God!
What?
I regret all of it.
Really?
Oh, shit.
I regret it. Raw is juice of
dumpster juice.
Is that putting it nicely?
Yeah, I guess.
Ooh, yeah.
Honestly,
But
if it wasn't
it wasn't good. I
if
don't
it wasn't for
know.
Wrestle Talk, I probably would not know what the fuck is going on Raw. Because thank Ali, thank you and the whole squad, man, for
Yeah.
doing what y'all do. Because Tuesday, when y'all come on in the morning, I'm like that's Raw in less than 5 minutes. Give me the whole shebang bang. Let me know what's going on, and I'm good. That's all I need.
Gotta admit, what culture takes a little too long reviewing Raw for me, or at least. But they give it the respect that it needs. Or I mean, they give every show about that same runtime.
But
So
can I just interject a little bit?
Hell the fuck yeah.
We gave a little too much respect to it right now. So let's
you know what? You're
let's
right.
move on.
We will move on.
Let's discuss this segment though after Joe's announcement as the enforcer.
Go ahead. I'm
Let's
gonna
hit
leave it
it.
to you, Scooby. This is all about
had-
you.
We had one Adam Cole and one Kyle O'Reilly in the
Mhm.
back
Mhm.
throwing hands, fisticuff,
Yep.
doing this. Regal separates and be like, fine, y'all want to do this? Okay. Great American Bash, straight up match, 1-on-1. But until then, stay away from each other. Stop fighting. Matter of fact, I need y'all to find opponents for each other next week.
Yep.
Kyle O'Reilly, you find your opponent for next week. Cole, you find your opponent. And they still could not keep their hands off of each other. So who decides to interject?
Excuse me.
The enforcer.
The enforcer.
He hems up Mr. O'Reilly up on the garage door. And who dares to put his hands on Joe? Adam Cole, baby.
Baby.
And baby went to sleep. He was choked out. Coquita choked out. And I thought You Must Be Outside Your Mind was line of the year. Joe looked at the security, and when he wakes up, tell him Mr. Regal wants his decision. Fam, I lost it. I was in my living room going ape shit. When he wakes up, tell him Mr. Regal wants his decision. I lost it.
And I gotta admit, I was driving at the time because I was listening. But I was peeking down when I got to the lights. I caught that exact segment, and I was just like, "Damn, he was not playing about being provoked."
He was not.
Cole went to night town.
Sleep. And not only did he go to sleep, he wasn't seen for the rest of the show.
Facts.
Spoiler alert.
He was out. He was done.
And I'm glad that y'all highlighted that, because this is a perfect example of how to build a character of a returning superstar without having them have to do some shit in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You're handcuffing them, so you think handcuffing them in a position to where, oh, I can't be a competitor. I can't showcase anything in matches. But with Joe, case in point, the way his feud with Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
You think of the comparisons between the two and think, oh, Lesnar's gonna, do with the way Joe, his whole demeanor, his whole character, his charisma, his intimidation, the way he went at Brock Lesnar made Brock Lesnar this compared to Joe. That right there is perfect, and NXT capitalized on that. Just his character alone. You can't do any better than that. This is why NXT, as far as storytelling, all the way. They are grazing the Scooter with their storytelling.
They are.
It's like it's crazy how well you can see something done in the parallels, it being under the same umbrella as probably the worst storytelling show on Raw, which is crazy. And this is the same fucking company.
Same company.
Didn't we already agree? Guys, this is separate entities here.
Yeah, I'm saying we're gonna start acknowledging it as a separate entity at this point.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to because
they can't get the respect on Sling or on the TV shows. Because anytime I try and watch NXT on that, it's always like the up and comers and the developmental. They treat it as something less. When this show is the only reason I watch anything WWE related right now.
I think that's for a lot of people, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is that where NXT America has probably the best storytelling, it's almost arguable that NXT UK has not only the best in-ring performance, it also has the best fans. Because the way that they react to these matches makes it, if you're watching it, it engages you even more. You may arguably say that one of these matches might be better than what you've ever seen because of how well the fans react to it. It's crazy. Like Jaeger,
it's that damn good.
I implore you to just watch some NXT UK and just wait. When are fans back in NXT UK? Like 100%, or
if they do, they might start this week. Well,
okay.
I keep forgetting UK's rules might be still different. I don't know if they're still under lockdown in the UK.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of fans,
we'll give it a couple months.
Shout out to the CWC for actually doing full-on fans this time.
Oh,
yes.
I think that's permanent now.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Good shit, because damn, it makes all the difference.
It really does.
Yeah, it does. I need them to be more though. Like I need them
to be honest with you. That Samoa Joe shit was so exciting. I forgot what the first match was.
Oh, it's funny how everything else is going on. The first match was actually one that was already kind of promoted and teased. Breezango versus Imperium.
Okay.
There we go.
Breezango again, and I'm glad that they are being more serious. Because I mean, of course, I came in and talked about how I enjoyed their match with MSK and how they seem to kind of switch gears and stop being as comedic. I mean, they still got their tropes, of course, but when it comes to the whole in-ring deal, now they're back to like they're focused, and I like.
They didn't have to get the jobber entrance though.
Yeah,
this
is very true. This is very true, but it's okay. Like I'm not gonna gripe too much because again, Imperium won, spoiler alert, but it wasn't a squash match. This match was, of course, given time.
No, Breezango won.
No, Breezango won.
Oh yeah, Breezango did win. It was
with the most devastating move in wrestling history.
The roll up, baby.
Yeah, it was. I'm sorry, it was the beatdown after that kind of got me like
beatdown. Yeah,
yeah, that's what had me think that they lost. But yeah, again, case in point. Breezango won. Like gearing up into their more serious side shows that, oh, you know what, we can actually deliver on our threats and promises by saying, hey, we're going to embarrass you, and we're going to make Walter even more pissed off at you because you lost to a couple of goofballs like us.
As Wade Barrett likes to keep reminding us.
Yeah.
So I wonder, is this going to lead to them getting a new member, or Walter's just going to have to come to NXT USA and just kind of be like, hey, say fam, I told y'all what was going to happen.
I could see that.
This might lead to your prediction of Ridge Holland being that fourth member, because it wouldn't make sense because I believe he is healthy right now.
Yeah.
So I think this would be the perfect way to segue him into the storyline, and two, Imperium, because I mean, if he comes back, he was part of a storyline that is like dead now with the whole Kings of NXT. So yeah, and he really has nothing else to do with Adam Cole or Undisputed Era. So yeah, this would be the best transition for him. And as far as Breezango, I mean, I guess they're going to be more focused on trying to attain the NXT Tag Team Championships in a division that is successfully flourishing very well in NXT, judging by the main event, of course. But we'll get to that later. Man. But from there, let's see. I think that segment was after this. So yeah, that's what it was. We had a vignette of Trey Baxter.
Yes.
Of him being signed to NXT and what brought him there, and what him being basically the stepping up to be the competitor for Kushida's NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Mm-hmm. This match in itself was paint by the numbers. Obviously, it's him showcasing some new talent in the best way possible, even in a losing effort of Trey Baxter. But it's one of those things that that's done well. Won by John Cena with the United States Open Challenge. Cody Rhodes with the TNT title. It's just one of those situations where you're taking a championship and you're using it to showcase new talent to put eyes on. And of course, these are not squash matches. All these matches are meant to help the fans get acclimated to these new people who are going to be ushered in to the future of NXT. And I can see that here. Now, of course, there was a little nugget within this whole match, and that's the introduction of Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes.
Coming down. And the way that commentary kind of played it up, they made it seem like he was scouting Trey Baxter as if he was going to come and groom him from the way that they were talking. But of course, once the match was over, Kushida won, obviously. Kyle O'Reilly came into the ring and selected Kushida as his opponent for next week.
Yep, yeah.
Now, of course, had it not been for that whole stipulation that Regal presented them to find an opponent, I would have assumed that Kyle O'Reilly was saying, fuck everything else, I want Cruiserweight Championship.
I thought that's what the case was.
Yeah. Same. But of course, it's just, he even came into the ring and he had stated, it's like, you want to fight the best, I want to fight the best. Let's do this shit next week. And of course, Kushida, not the type to back down from a challenge, was like, fuck it. He didn't say fuck it, obviously, but he was like, fuck it. I'm down. Let's do this shit.
Is the belt on the line?
No.
Nuh-uh.
Okay, good.
I don't think Kyle is under 205.
Oh yeah, that is their stipulation, huh?
Yeah. That definitely is. But let's just for fuck's sake, let's just see what Kyle O'Reilly's
218. I think that's what he was billed as.
Oh, he's billed as at 200 pounds.
Oh, it's like 200. Oh, so okay.
It's possible. Who knows?
It's possible
between now and next week. I mean, I doubt it. I doubt they're going to do that. I think this is going to be more of an exhibition than anything. But it may lead to something down the line if Kyle O'Reilly wants to do it. I mean, because I wouldn't be mad at it. If he wants to step up, go through the whole deal and say, hey, I want Cruiserweight. I've already had tag. Then I'm going to go to North American. Then I may go back to the NXT Championship picture. Damn, I do kind of want to see him and Joe go at it. Fantasy booking shit. Let me stop. Anyway, that was going on, but we got from that.
Before we continue, because I don't know where it fell into the show. Let me address something right quick.
Oh,
these two individuals just don't.
Enough, right? Okay, we're doing this now. It was going to be later. It was later. We'll fuck it. We'll do it now. We'll do it now.
I think something is knocked loose. Maybe you should stop asking people to take a swing at you, because that's what tends to happen. Things tend to get knocked loose every now and then. See, you royally fucked up when you tried to interrupt Raquel and Dakota. Hey, Raquel. Then when Hit Row tried to, Yeah, they might have interfered with your little house giveaway y'all were doing. No,
It's a tiny
y'all
home.
wanna make a thing. So you decide to call out Hit Row, and
They did.
so now you got problems with Top Dollar and Ashanti the Adonis next week. Do y'all really want these problems ever rise? Do y'all really want these problems?
I
Like,
gotta say, it was the most serious I've ever heard them. Not like they're gonna win, but
no,
I was like,
they're
huh,
not.
it's a semi-decent promo y'all cut.
I don't even think they was added to the hit list.
I mean, I doubt that would even matter.
So they really want these problems. They really do. Okay.
Apparently.
Okay.
Well,
About that.
I didn't watch the pre-show, obvious reasons. So I didn't see this joyous deal that had happened on the pre-show.
I saw it on IG because Hit Row posted it on IG.
Okay,
fair enough.
Okay,
It
fair
was
enough.
a little tiny playhouse. They were quote unquote giving away.
It looked like a Barbie's dream house, just like a bigger version.
Well, I would formally. I'm gonna sit here and I want to be formal on this. Pretend I got a tie on and shit. I want to formally introduce Hit Row into the Fuck Everrise camp. It's well overdue. And I look forward to the beatdown that they're gonna get for disrespecting Hit Row. But I believe one of those irrelevant SOBs called Top Dollar the Dollar Tree King or something like that.
That was awkward.
It was something that they said.
In the words of the great MVP, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
And
enjoy your stupid prize.
In the words of 3-6, in the words of 3-6 Mafia on the now Mark Henry's, or not now, but he's always been Mark Henry. But on Mark Henry's intro, somebody about to get their ass beat.
It's true. It's damn true. In the words of Kurt Angle.
There we go.
But yeah, but it was later on. But you know what? It's good that we got the bad taste out of our mouth because for Scoot, let me just go ahead and just do this. Bam. Mac, of course, we all know her as Mackenzie, but of course, she got a new name this week. That was Mac.
She did.
She decided to interview not only Dakota Kai though, but Raquel Gonzalez Shore, NXT Women's Champion.
Just sounds so beautiful when it's just said.
Oh, you know, I do take some credit for that as well. But it's interesting how they're taking this whole story with Raquel and Dakota, because they're not. And here's the thing, because there's a lot of promotions that do this shit with their talent and with storylines, i.e. Team Taz with Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, in a way that they're doing this whole potential maybe not breakup shit, where it seems to overstay its welcome because most people are just waiting for it to just say, "Oh, hey, get it over with already." But with this is different because we know what's happening, but the way that they're telling the story, it's like we're enjoying the fucking ride. So carry on.
Up this story. I was chatting with my bro about it.
Okay.
And he feels if anybody should take that belt off of Raquel, it should be Dakota.
With the way that they're telling it, I am starting to lean more to that prediction because, of course, I came here and I said that Tegan would be the one, but yeah, the way that they're telling
Tegan
it,
could be the one to take it off for Kai because then you got the bitter rivalry between them two. Because he was talking about how Kai's been putting in work, and she has been. So when he said it that way, I was like, "God damn it, you're right." Coda should be the one to take it off of Raquel.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's done by design with the way that, because I mean, with the way that they're telling it, it has me even thinking more. And I'm glad that you brought up that point that your brother said, because it makes the most sense. Because, and not to take anything from Raquel, of course, obviously, but because of the time that Dakota's been in NXT and what she's done so far, it would make sense for her to deservedly be an NXT champion. But the way to do that would be the one person that initiated her heel turn.
Tegan.
And the thing is with Raquel, it just makes sense because Raquel is able to grow from this whole situation here, and then to be able to be the one to solidify Dakota's inauguration as NXT Women's Champion is very, very poetic. And of course, the whole Tegan Knox thing coming into play, it's almost like it comes full circle. And I like that. I like the idea of that whole thing happening because of course with Tegan, everybody knows how her halfway heartbreaking story is, where her blowing her knee out completely, and then of course it happening again, and then her having to go away. So for her to come back and then win the NXT Women's Championship off of potentially one of her best friends, again, poetic.
Yeah, so it writes itself there.
Exactly. And to go from, a heel that's going to be a face to a heel, and then go from a heel to a face, obviously, because we already know Raquel's going to turn face eventually.
Yes.
It's going to happen. So yeah, and so with them still keeping them together and still trying to go after the NXT Women's Tag Championships makes so much sense, even though it didn't really seem that it would go that way, that they would get a second chance at it when they had a losing effort a few weeks ago. But it still makes sense with the interview, because even Raquel was like, Dakota, she wants gold, and for me, one's just not enough.
No.
And
that's a nice touch.
It is. It is. And to Yeager's point, because he had mentioned her having the belt on her shoulder. She switched it up this week, because during their entrance, she had it around the waist and then turned it around and then showed her whole back, showcasing the shit for Scoot.
Whole damn thing.
It's for Scoot. She knew the enforcer was going to be watching.
You couldn't see the wink, but it's a wink there.
And of course, they went up against Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter, the quintessential NXT Women's Face tag team.
Yes,
they'll never be heel in their life.
Nah,
in their whole lifetime. This match was given more time than I expected to be given. But I'm glad it was, because, again, it showcases Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter as what I still believe will be that fan favorite women's tag team champions down the line. And I'm glad they showcased them against not only Dakota Kai, but also your current NXT Women's Champion. And they worked very well. And you got a chance to not only showcase them, but you also showcase Raquel Gonzalez as just a force to be fucking reckoned with.
Yep.
She was not playing any games. But at the same time, Dakota was the one that got the win.
Yep.
Which is also a nice touch to what we were talking about it in your house, where we kind of talked about the whole thing where they could be going with this, with Dakota saying, hey, I'm the reason why you're still champ.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to use this as well. But like, I'm the reason that we've been racking up wins as a tag team. I'm the reason. Yeah. So with her having a resume of, hey, this is why XYZ, I deserve this, I deserve that. Because again, I don't think they're winning those tag team championships. I don't see that. But I see this as Dakota having a list of reasons as to why she deserves to be NXT Women's Championship champion more than Raquel. So we'll have to see what the fuck happens.
It'll be beautiful.
Yes. Yes, it will, because I think that's going to be one hell of a match because, like we always say, friends make the best matches.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure they have been working on this shit for the longest, and they're going to give one hell of a fucking match. So, yeah.
I just kind of want to fast forward to see it already.
Right?
True. I mean, I am enjoying the ride, but I mean, because we do know where it's going, it's hard not to want to see it like ASAP. But I also don't want to see it because I would hate. I just don't want to see them broken up. It's like the same way with Team Kick, Dakota Kai and Tegan Knox. I didn't want to see them broken up. And when it happened, I was like, "Fuck!" But after Dakota,
but you got to think that was like a beautiful heel turn.
Yes, and I enjoyed it. Like Dakota's heel turn was amazing. I hated it, but it was still amazing. and this is another one of those things.
I fell in love all over again,
right?
Because when she debuted that new look, it was like, "Who are you? Who are you?"
And it's perfect for somebody who looked so innocent previously.
Yes,
and then to watch like the growth of it is just like, chef's kiss. That's gonna be a thing. Chef's kiss is gonna be a thing. God damn it!
It is.
Look out for it. But yeah. Oh, I didn't put it up there, but yeah, look, there it is.
I mean, like I said, was there ever any doubt that Gonzalez and Kai was gonna lose this match?
Absolutely not. I mean, there could have been a chance where it's like, you know what, maybe there would be some kind of disconnect, but nah. Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter have plenty of room to like make up for all this shit. So it's not even. It's not a question as to who should have gone over because they're going to get their time eventually. Because again, I still feel like they're going to be the ones to beat the way.
I don't know now.
It's hard to see.
Somebody else is going to do it.
Well, current number one contenders.
I don't think they're going to do it.
No, I think I know who Scoot's talking about. Well, of course, we talked about Everrise and Hit Row segment, which was after this. But since that's out the way, we can jump right to what happened next, and it's a perfect segue for Scoot because Io Shirai came out and she basically wanted to address everybody to basically to now officially state that she's back. But even though she said that, somebody did not want her back at all, and that came in the form of none other than Mrs. Gargano herself, Candice LeRae of The Way. And she wanted to gloat about how Io Shirai was no longer a champion, but she was. And that she needs to go to the back of the line where she belongs because she's sick of seeing her. She doesn't want her around. And she wanted to do something about that. But it wasn't by her hands. No. Oh, Indie Wrestling decided to come in and handle that with a nice behind the head shot. And then, of course, Candice ran into the ring and they proceeded to give her a very Gargano way beatdown until Zoe Stark came out. Zoe Stark looked bigger than I remember, but maybe it's because of the comparison between all the women there. But yeah, she definitely looked a lot bigger than everybody else. But yeah, this could I'm glad it wasn't Saray. I mean, not to say that they wouldn't be a good tag team, but I'm glad it wasn't Saray because that would have been very cliche. Yeah. But it's good for Zoe Stark. It was bound to happen eventually.
Oh yeah.
It was bound to happen because it's so fucking similar. But Scoot will be back. Bam! See how quick that was? It was one of those situations where they had told this story previously. with while Io was the NXT Women's Champion, and her giving shots to Zoe Stark and allowing her to showcase herself, and them having that building that respect. I don't want to say friendship because they haven't been that close, but I want to say building that mutual respect. So now I think we are going to see, just how Scoot had brought it up, that we may see a tag team form between the two of them where they could potentially go against the way Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell for those NXT Women Championships. And that's a strong contender in that to take those championships. But I personally don't think it's going to happen.
Well, where do we see Bay and Ember Moon then?
Oh. Shotzi is definitely getting the next shot at Raquel's championship. I think she's going to end up having a small feud with Dakota based on like the shit that had happened. Or if they want to go
fast track it
left field, they may just fast track it straight to Raquel, because Ember's had her shot already, and Shotzi wants to get payback for what happened to her while she was put on the show for a little bit. So, so
I was referring to them winning that number one contendership for the tag titles.
I don't think that's going to happen until after Shotzi has her match with Raquel.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I think what's probably going to happen is after that, they may start planning. They may start focusing more on the Dakota and Raquel storyline, which will then allow Shotzi and Ember to focus on the tag team titles.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll definitely have to see what happens there. But yeah, I'm not mad at this. I think this gives this gives them some shit to do, and I think they're going to allow Candice to have one over Io in this situation. Just for that moment. I don't know if Zoe Stark and Io actually ever take those tag titles, but I think this is a good start for them.
I think they're gonna do it.
You think so?
I think what's probably happened. I wouldn't be surprised if Io was I wouldn't be surprised if Io was supposed to go to the main roster, but they might have held off on it, and probably to keep her in NXT for just a little bit longer. I wouldn't be surprised if they make her and Stark champs and kind of build a tag team feud, kind of like how the tag team feud is being built up right now in the men's division.
You know what?
So
that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect, because then as soon as they're ready to call up Io, that's when Shotzi and Ember are going to take those belts again.
Because if we're looking at it right now, you talking about Io and Stark, Raquel and Kai, The Way, and Ember and Shotzi all want the tag titles, and Caden and Catanzaro. So that's at least 5 teams that wants that title.
This is interesting. God damn you, NXT, for.
And also, too, we can even put in perspective, depending on how long it goes, T and Shaw could step in there as well.
I was just thinking that. Also, Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea.
Yes, which, if y'all caught what Frankie Monet had said about how they almost won a takeover, that confused me until I looked at NXT, and apparently they had a bonus match. I guess a pre-show match.
I was lost on that too. I was like, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
No. I was lost on that too. That's what I was saying. It's like, because I didn't realize that they had a fucking match.
What happened was that they had like a pre-show match, and it was Robert Stone Brand versus Saray and Stark. And
okay.
Of course, Saray and Stark won. But yeah, and that's what she was saying. Robert Stone kind of interfered. Yeah, he kind of jumped his ass up there in the ramp on the apron, because it was on WWE.com, and that's how I ended up watching it.
Oh, okay. After watching that segment, because I don't remember where. I think it was placed after this, but I actually like the idea of Frankie Monet having like if they cut Robert Stone out, this stable would actually be a nice, refreshing thing for Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea, because I think that they actually fit well with Frankie Monet and her character. So this we might be seeing a dominant force in the women's division, because it's especially looking at it from a perspective of Aaliyah basically being like squash match queen, or glorified enhancement talent. But Jessica Kamea, with the way that her build is and the way that she looks, she has the makings of a potential star just on her aesthetics alone. So we might be looking at a complete dark horse / X factor in the women's division with this whole potential setup. But where does that put Robert Stone? I mean, does the former Robbie E become a talent officially, or does he go up to the main roster if this shit happens? As I think that should be the question. Also,
I can see him going to the main roster with that gimmick.
Okay. Oh, with the Robert Stone gimmick, not as like talent.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, I would think at this point he probably would have wrestled already, other than that little match he had with Rhea. But
let's see. Hold up. Let's see how old he is now. Oh shit, that's a different Robert Stone. Let's just put Robbie E. Oh, he's 37. So
okay, cool.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he'd probably, yeah.
He could end up managing, being a spokesman for somebody. I don't know who.
We're gonna see. We'll see. Also, Mr. Robert Stone, I haven't forgiven you for 2014 Comic Palooza.
Oh,
you know what you did.
Oh
no. You can't just drop something like that and just not explain.
Yeah.
All right.
Story time.
So check it. So Amy Dumas, Lita, for those of you who don't know real names, and Brooke Tessmacher, who happens to be from good old Texas here, Houston to be exact. What's up, Brooke? They were both had their own booths, and I went over there to speak to them. And Robert Stone, who was Robbie E at the time of TNA, he decided to be a dick as I was trying to talk.
Define dick.
Basically, what he did.
I like that. All right.
As I was trying to converse with Amy Dumas and Brooke Tessmacher, who were completely open to this whole conversation. It was a nice conversation. He decided to chime in and say, hey, are you going to pay for a picture? He's going to stand there and talk.
Wow.
You, sir. You know what you did. You know what you did.
That is rude.
That is very rude.
That's like super rude. Like, I can see why you might have smoke for him.
Like you might need to give him the first name Bobby after that.
Nah, it's cool. He can be Robert Stone. He's not doing anything of great value. Shout out to Walmart in NXT, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah,
I mean, aside from dressing like a pimp for no reason.
Now, granted, I may be some schmo or some schmuck he may not remember, but it's okay. I remember.
He's gonna look at this episode and he's gonna be like, "That's the guy."
Yeah, Petrus Farm, member berries. I remember.
Ooh.
I remember. Lit members. But anyway, we go from that whole situation and we we get to Toothless Timmy and Old Man Ciampa walking down the hallway, and they come in the proximity of none other than the NXT Tag Team Champions, MSK.
Just munching away on some popcorn.
Yeah, it's their thing now. It's their
Yep.
thing. And they look very comfortable eating that popcorn, having the championships around their waist, and very comfortable. And
Get some calories in, man.
they had they motioned to both Toothless Timmy and Old Man Ciampa, and they decided to say these words: "Have a good match. We'll be watching."
Mm-hmm.
And then Thatcher and Ciampa decided to walk off, but Thatcher was hungry, not Johnny hungry, not John Silver hungry. He was hungry for some popcorn. He turned around and he took Carter's popcorn, got a nice handful, and munched down on it. But not only that, he decided to pull the disrespectful move and take the entire bucket away from him and walk off with it. I don't think he finished that popcorn. I really don't.
No, I don't think it made it to the ramp.
No, it didn't seem like it.
Would have been funny if he came out to the ramp still eating popcorn though.
It would have been, but you know, they're going into this tornado tag match. It's all business at that point, and
Facts.
all business it was, because this match is one of the main reasons why this tag division is so fucking good.
Now, wait. Now, before we get there,
Such.
that was the main event, right?
That was the main event.
Mm-hmm.
We did skip two things.
Oh, what's that?
We did skip that the Diamond Mine is opening next week.
Man,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
anytime. That's all I got
And
for it.
we did skip the LA Knight segment.
oh shit! How did I forget this? Oh wait, you know what? It's
Actually,
sad.
wasn't that the first thing? No,
No, it
after the Joe stuff. I mean,
It was actually after the Kushida and Trey Baxter match. That's what it was. So you know what? Before we get into that main event, let's talk about that. Thank you, Scoot, for reminding, because I don't. Yeah, that completely just. But yeah, so Ted DiBiase was in the ring and he wanted to officially present the $1 Million Championship to none other than LA Knight, who of course won the $1 Million ladder match for the $1 Million Championship. LA Knight came out. Before he came out, he had a nice vignette showcasing him and all his $1 Million glory. He walked down to the ring and then he grabbed the mic and he talked to Ted DiBiase, letting him know that he is such an inspiration, so much so that when he was a kid wrestling in the backyard with all his friends, he would pretend that he was Ted DiBiase himself. He was the $1 Million Man.
had the action figures, had the belt, had everything.
Everything. And he said this is all he wanted. This means so much to him. To be able to stand in the ring with his idol and actually carry on the $1 Million legacy. But then that demeanor changed as he looked down at the $1 Million Championship. He said, you know what? I have everything I want. I have everything that I want. The only thing is to get rid of the thing that I don't need. In the flash of a second, he turned around and struck Ted DiBiase dead in the face, knocking him down one punch. And then he went on to take care of the $1 Million Man security. One shot, which these guys clearly weren't security enough, because it take one shot to take him out. That's trash. And he decided to
bouncers.
He kicked Ted DiBiase a few times, and then he grabbed the belt, decided to walk off, but then he thought about it for a second. Put the belt down, took the jacket off, and then went to town on Ted DiBiase. And then after that, the official face, Cameron Grimes, came down to the ring to attack and scurry off LA Knight. You know what? I'm glad that we forgot this, because I'm able to highlight this as as this prophet of predictions, because I said that this was gonna carry on the story here, and it was gonna solidify LA Knight as a super heel of sorts with this $1 million championship, and Cameron Grimes is gonna chase for this $1 million title. And now that this has happened, I can officially come on here and I can further more predictions. Mr. 5-0 himself. I can further these predictions by stating that Cameron Grimes now is going to.
Nobody needed that reminder.
I think everybody did, because I want to make sure. I want to make sure that the people understand.
Oh no, Loki. Loki, did you need that reminder?
No? Of course he did. All right, cool. Everybody did.
Nobody.
Now what's going to happen is he's going to be fighting on behalf of Ted DiBiase to make sure that the $1 million legacy is in good hands, so to speak, and to make sure that the right person is carrying on the $1 million legacy. So he's going to want to win that $1 million championship for the right reasons. And that, my friends, is how this is going to turn out. And then Cameron Grimes is officially in front of all the fans, in front of a reaction of celebratory. We're going to get a nice ovation when he wins that $1 million championship from LA Knight. Hopefully it's at a takeover where I can continue this streak of predictions. I know it's not important. It's not important. I'm just stating certain things here. But yeah. It was a wonderful segment, one that I had predicted. But
that's 3 times now, Scoot. I think that's 3 times you called this shit out.
I don't see why. I mean, I don't know why he got to bring up old stuff. I mean,
no, you're right. Let's not talk about old
bragging rights are only bragging rights until there's nothing to brag about.
This is very true, but I mean, I can't help but to brag about things that are happening that I foretold as
It's all right, man. Get them in while you can.
As the provocateur of predictions, the prince of predictions.
Look at you ain't got to be coming up with all these new nicknames, Jericho.
Oof.
Yeah, but anyway, let's
Jerichoian almost.
Let's not speak of things of the past, and let's speak of things that happened later on in the show. Specifically speaking, a tornado tag. Tommaso Ciampa, Timothy Thatcher versus Scoot's favorite tag team, the Grizzled Young Veterans.
I gotta give them that respect, man. Scoot, why don't you tell them who they really are?
Yeah, Scoot, tell us who they are, Scoot.
They are the Grizzled Young Veterans, and they are soon to be recognized as NXT Tag Team Champions.
This match here, if I recall correct, I don't recall any weapons being used in this match. If am I mistaken? Did I miss some weapons being used?
No, I think only just a little top of the table when they slammed Ciampa into it, but there was no chairs or kendo sticks or anything like that.
Fucking
oh yeah, they only had like the ignored disqualification counts. They never even did pull out a weapon. So all that wailing on each other, all the rope breaks that they could have had, no, just didn't get looked at.
This I almost wish this was on In Your House. I'm not mad at it, of course, but
no,
the time this was given, just every time I think that Ciampa and Thatcher have just overstayed their welcome, they just keep doing more shit to let us know that this is the tag team that we didn't realize that we wanted. And this could have not come at a better time, especially with the tag team division in NXT flourishing the way that it is, how they could just be a integral piece to this whole thing, and especially with the way that they're booking GYV in this whole situation, with how they're just completely overlooking Thatcher and Ciampa because they want to have this rivalry with MSK, and how lovely it is that creative in NXT have not sullied this rivalry between MSK and GYV by immediately throwing them together and say, hey, have 6 fucking matches until everybody is sick of it. They're keeping them in the smartest way possible, where you have MSK there, everybody's circling to try to figure out who's going to take the first bite, and everybody's having interactions with MSK, but only a certain few are getting these matches. But the funny thing is, GYV, since they had their match, has not had a direct interaction with MSK this entire time.
Sure.
Even though that's the fucking rivalry. This is smart booking.
Also, while we're on here, Mr. Deasley, if you want to look up James Drake's IG, he has a very nice reminder of what happened in that tag team match.
Let's find out. You said it's on his IG?
Yeah, I think it's James Drake underscore GYT, which it means grit your teeth.
Oh, I guess he definitely had to grit his teeth.
That's exactly what he does when he's talking about the grizzled young veterans.
We're talking about this nice little nugget. I want to say nugget. This nice little well, you know what? Hey, fuck it. We're just gonna go ahead and let the world see what's going on. Let's go ahead and
cease and desist.
No, they're not gonna do anything. They know better. I wish that was the case, but yeah, this is what we have.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is
for those of you who didn't realize, this match was just beautiful, just fucking beautiful.
It's worse than the shiner that Cesar Bononi had for a minute.
No, but before I get into like the just the finish of this match, y'all want to chime in on anything with this match?
Man, you know me, of course. You know I would have loved for GYV to be the victors, but I'm not mad at it. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this match. Of course, any match always gets ruined because of picture-in-picture, but I thoroughly enjoyed the hard-hitting nature of this match.
Yeah.
Genuinely believe they need to get rid of picture-in-picture.
You would think, but you know,
like, let the fans in person enjoy that little slice that we didn't get. That's fine. Because I mean, it's not a match is never going to end during the commercial break. Come on.
True. But yeah, I would say next to Everrise, I want to say fuck picture-in-picture. But you know, hey, we can't do shit about that. But I'm glad Scoot had mentioned the finish. I mean, I know he wishes GYV would have won, but I do remember I believe it was either Saturday or it was Monday, either before or after in your house. We talked about this match being set up, and I remember coming on here. I remember saying that I believe that Ciampa and Thatcher were going to win this match because it's going to then encourage GYV to be like, you know what, we're going to start focusing on you now instead of overlooking you. And this is just the beginning of this little prediction here. But I remember that this guy, the presentor of predictions said that.
We don't keep this rolling, huh?
So I mean, this here is just a precursor of a prediction.
God damn it.
I mean, it's one of those things that hey, it just happens. You know, I didn't ask for this power of predictions. It just came to me like a dream or like a premonition or like a prediction.
Or like
Okay, that's so Raven. It's fine. Okay.
or like a precognition. Let me just get that one out the way for you.
It is pretty precognitive. I would agree. But you know, let's not
Stop.
talk about
Stop
let's talk
admitting
about
to everybody. Stop admitting to everybody that you was a fan of That's So Raven. It's fine.
Yikes.
Just
That's so
say
Raven
what you got to
was
say.
you would most people would think that it was based off of my life, but they just inserted Raven Simone. But you know what? Let's not get into theatrics here. It's not important. What is important though is the finish of this match because James Drake, um, he definitely you know he got insult to injury. You know they could have just pinned this man, but they decided to make him tap out from 2 submissions. They wanted to put an exclamation point. That was pretty disrespectful, Thatcher, Ciampa. Pretty disrespectful, but I get it. I get it. You want to make sure that they understand that y'all are not done with them and they cannot be done with y'all. I do look forward to seeing where this goes because this is a rivalry within a rivalry because everybody's gunning for those NXT Tag Team Championships. But I still believe in the GYV and MSK rivalry because I think that those two are meant to fucking compete against each other, and I think that like we are clearly meant to see like just the beauty of it. And I think we may not even get this rivalry with MSK and GYV until maybe if they're willing to push it this far, next WrestleMania.
Shit.
Which, of course, if that takeover happens to be like if they're still doing stand and deliver, if that stand and deliver is in Texas, in Dallas,
Gonna be there.
and MSK haven't lost those titles by then, we may see GYV finally get those titles on NXT's biggest stage.
Gonna have to get a live react to Scoot.
And Scoot will hurt somebody.
Yes.
On both a win or a loss. So regardless, somebody getting hurt either joyously or unjoyously.
Just gonna say, look out, random fan sitting next to us.
Yeah, look out, random fan.
It's all right.
RIP. But but that was I mean we did get McKenzie talking to Regal and his new enforcer Samoa Joe at the end, and Samoa Joe basically stated this is one of many. One night of many.
I did
and
like
Adam.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and I was just saying that Adam Cole was still sleeping somewhere.
Yeah, he was still night. Like
I gotta
not only was Adam Cole still sleeping, but apparently the champ's feelings was hurt because he wasn't seen again either.
He went home. See?
Look, he's not bothered by it.
But go ahead, Jaeger.
Oh, I was just gonna throw in that bit where the other 2 individuals that were part of this match, of that fatal 5-way, I should say, decided to try and talk to Regal. Was it 2 or 3? It was. Anyways,
well, of course, Theory was with Gargano, so yeah.
Yeah, so technically it was 3. Anyways, Gargano came in there trying to, get a little word in with Regal. Joe's just like, don't y'all not? And then they're like, oh, sorry. Here, hold on. Like, awesome. Just go knock. He does a little tap. Johnny just shooting the shit, trying to, get on somebody's good side at that point. and he's like, Joe just interrupts that whole conversation, goes, "Hey, Johnny, it's great to see you again, man. You've been all right? Yeah. Hey, you mind doing one favor for me?" And I swear this was the second thing that Joe said within one night that I just was like, solid. But Johnny, hey, you mind doing something for me? He's like, yeah, Joe, what's up? Get out. And he's just like, oh, cool, we out. Followed up by probably one of the most intense stare downs I think I've ever seen on NXT.
Joe just has it down, man.
Between none other than Samoa Joe himself and one Pete Dunne.
They're just setting up these fucking matches ahead of time. They're just letting everybody know you about to see all these in the next couple of months. Because I truly think Joe is really there to basically reinforce Regal's stance as, like, not to take away from Roman, but head of the NXT table. And I think once that's established, where we finally get the War Games announcing Regal back into play, it's gonna be where Joe says, "You know what? My job here is done. Now it's on for me to start rectifying some shit that's been established during the time of me being the enforcer, because people ain't got no hands yet, but they about to get them." So
it's crazy because I know it's June. What does War Games look like this year?
Shit.
I think we
10-man free for all.
I think we might actually get, like, teams actually set up like how old school Survivor Series was. Where we may get a feud for like a one-on-one feud with somebody, and they may just start putting kind of how the women's was last year. So
I like it.
Who knows? I mean, hell, we might get it to where it's no, they're not gonna do it.
I'm gonna say it again: 10-man free for all. Let's go.
I look forward to it because when is fucking?
It's usually November.
November. Oh,
that's a while
wait that long. Damn.
Shit, people can be called up by then. We could have a whole new roster.
Yeah, their whole roster may look hella different. Hell, we finally might get an official stable or format. Oh wait, you know what? What if, judging by what happens between now and then, we might get something akin to Hit Row versus MS Kolshida?
Oh.
I don't know how well that might go over, or we might get Imperium versus somebody.
That could be a thing too. I guess we'll have to see around that time.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to some of this shit. So that's good. That's good fantasy booking.
Because the way NXT's been doing their shows, there's at least 3 more takeovers this year.
Yeah.
2 for sure, but I know it's at least 3 more takeovers this year.
Because what? The one for SummerSlam, the one for Survivor Series, and
there's usually another one just kind of
just lingering. Yeah. Oh, you motherfuckers.
We shall see.
Fuck it. Game on. But outside of that shit, we got any final thoughts on NXT this week?
No. I mean, I was just thoroughly happy. I mean, it was something about seeing Joe back that just made me just fall in love with NXT all over again for some strange reason. I don't know why, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would even shoot those 2 goofs bail that I enjoyed everything about this show. even though you two goofs are going to get them hands next week. But, you know,
Those two
I enjoyed
goofs.
everything about this NXT this week.
Those two goofs cut the best promo I think they've cut yet.
They did.
Yeah, we can give them props. I mean, they're going to end up becoming one of those teams that people love to hate, and they'll probably become a face team that people start to cheer from like unexpectedly.
Gonna be little underdogs that I mean, I don't know if we're ever gonna root for them, but they're gonna be those little semi-lovable underdogs that we just know are gonna take these L's. We'll see how they go, but right now it's building right nicely. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode, all the way down to Breezango, who I'm so glad are back on screen.
Yes.
And yeah,
Diesel.
I need more of the serious Brazongo. I need that because I need Prince Pretty to be Prince Pretty, and I need Dango to be Dango.
Yes.
Because I need some more of the Mac and Kinsey interactions with the ASMR voice. But
we really need some more of that.
Samoa fucking Joe is back at 50%.
Yes.
I need that full just Samoan submission machine to be back in effect because I want to see all these fucking matchups because I know now we may not get anything like Joe and Balor back in NXT. We may not get anything like that, but we'll get something close.
Shit, you brought that up. We haven't seen Balor in a little bit.
Since he lost,
he's on vacation. He might be back in Mexico, but I think he might be preparing for his return on the main roster. I think they may be working that shit out, which
they need him.
They need him, but he don't need them.
Not at all.
No.
I'm dreading it. I'm fucking dreading it. But we can only wait and see.
Hell in a Cell is Sunday. We'll see how that goes.
I was about to ask that too. So, look, you know what? Let me not say nothing. We're just gonna get prepared for fucking Hell in a Cell, which we'll have to do predictions on eventually. Hell, it might even be after AEW's Dynamite's review.
Yeah, it might.
We'll see.
Well, it might not have no choice but to be because they still might be announcing matches come tomorrow. So it might not have no choice.
That's why it sucks WWE main roster because clearly we should be doing it right now, but because cards subject to change. Hell, we might do a prediction and still change the next day. So, hey, we are at the mercy of the Vince McMahon booking. So
we can maybe kick down the Forbidden Door and do a prediction by Saturday. They actually have a full card by then.
Yeah, it worked last week when we did it for TakeOver.
Yeah.
So, we're just gonna have to follow suit and do the same thing. But it's all good. It's all good. But until then, until we get to that point, you just gotta wait. Which it's only a couple days, so you'll be fine. But until then, until you see us again, let me give it too sweet to my bros real quick. Boom. But until you see us during that time and get ready for our predictions, I bid you all adieu. And until that time, my friends, tag the fuck out.